Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be taking a look at... They actually released a new set of festivals. So this festival is Mountains of Mana. And basically it's every upkeep, you get a treasure token. So you basically get 1 mana every upkeep. If you don't use it, you get to keep it for a while until you do use it. So we'll be hitting a lot of even mana. We'll be hitting like 2 mana, then 4... Well, if on the assumption you don't use it, that's 2 mana, 4 mana, 6 mana. So it's actually pretty good. That said, there are some cards that are notably banned. First off, anything that triggers off sacrifice. So Blood Aspirants banned, Mayhem Devils banned, Corvold Fakings banned. The Cat is not banned because that one only fuels around itself. It doesn't fuel off anything else being sacrificed. Karn the Great Creator is banned because it shuts off all the treasures of your opponent. Lavinia Azorius Renegades banned because it defeats the purpose of having them. Woodland Champions banned because it just keeps getting +1/+1/+1 counter every time, every upkeep. And Agent of the Treasury is banned because it's way too fast to get... I'm guessing it's way too fast to get mana for the Agent of Treachery, but it's also way too fast to get the mana for Winota. So if you think of it, turn 1, that's 2 mana, you cast nothing. Turn 2, that's 4 mana, you can cast a Winota. Or alternately, turn 1, you get 2 mana, you use your regular mana to cast, say, a Torch Courier or one of the Goblins with Haste, or even a Ginger Brute. Then turn 2, cast Winota. So yeah, that one would be way too busted. They did not nuke the Winota deck, but they did nuke the Agent of Treachery deck. That said, we are going to encounter quite a bit of a lot of things that we need to counter early. And okay, this is probably me kind of selling out in a sense, but I noticed I actually had 3 copies of Gyruda, so I figured this is probably the one time to bring it in. Because this is the one opportunity where we can have a Gyruda deck without dedicating so much for ramp. So instead, we're dedicating quite a bit to hand attack, so Agonizing Remorse and Thought Erasure. Some early removal Legion's End. I'm assuming the Lurrus deck is still live. Tyrant Score also helps get some tempo. And we also have Quench, Disdainful Stroke, ways to keep the tempo going. And that said, everything else is pretty much the Gyruda package. So I did have 3 copies. I did not make a 4th one. I did make more copies of Spark Double though, since that's quite important. Single Endrace Forerunners, 2 copies of Tasa so you can double dip on Gyruda. Then there's this one card I noticed I had Haunt of Hightower. I kind of got this just for the sake of getting it. I never really got to use this, but I figured it's worth a shot. Also because I didn't have any copies of Dream Trawler. That's probably the more normal card you'd put in there. Anyway, so with that said, I guess this is fine. So that said, we're going to go into this event. Probably annoy some people. At least this is a very fast glass cannon deck. It's either we're gonna win quickly or lose quickly. So, I think that, and the treasures help end things quickly. So we'll go with that. Again, if you're gonna build this thing for real, you really need all the ramps. The Growth Spirals, the Paradise Druids, Leafkin Druids. If you're concerned with counters, there's Destiny Spinner, but basically you have to dilute your set. You can't be proactive. Here we get to be more proactive / reactive. So this is horrible in the sense that, our opponent's also running Gyruda, so I guess we know what we're holding up. Legion's End is kind of a dead card here, but we'll keep this. Also, if we get to go first, yes, we have 2 options actually. I can just play the Blast Zone, Agonizing Remorse something out of their hands, and at least we get a better idea of what we're dealing with. The next turn we can just Watery Grave, hold up Quench. We'll go for that. It also, the treasures also mean I can run Blast Zone with impunity, so opponent does have another Gyruda. He does have an Incubation Druid to go ahead. We're not concerned about Tasa's Oracle. In fact, so if I were to take one out, it's Probably the Incubation Druid. Opponent is going Tornwood Fall, so he's not going to do anything, which is fine. We will take the hit. So opponent's going to go up to 4 mana. We'll assume it's Arcanist Owl. If we countered that, it delays our opponent quite a bit. We can also just Tyrant Scorn, I guess, so we're going to pass. Now, the lack of mana is gonna hurt us quite a bit. We really need to draw into lands. I did cut one land, but that's probably a mistake. So it's gonna be a race to whoever gets the Gyruda first. Our opponent might just take their time. Okay, he's probably not going to cast Thassa's Oracle or Arcanist Owl. Okay, so we whiffed on mana. That's not good. We'll pass. This is probably... Yeah, in hindsight... Opponent's going to hit their 6. Cast the Gyruda in hand, so... Let's buy some time. Let's quench that. So our opponent will take a while to get set up again. He would probably hit 5 mana next turn. We now hit our 6. And since we're not countering anything, let's go for our Gyruda. Because next turn we can Tyrant Scorn if we need to. So basically the counters are there just to buy tempo. And we both whiff. I'll take that. Now, Tyrant Scorn is actually interesting in the sense that we do have removal. Let's assume our opponent has removal of their own too. It's not that hard to imagine. That said, I am willing to just play Thassa Deep Dwelling just to keep the cycle going. I could also just run Spark Double. Opponent goes for the Arcanist Owl. Okay, let's see if we hit the land. No, we did not hit the land. Do we Omen of the Sea to look for a land? Well, let's just go for it. Our opponent's gonna kind of go for it also, so it's a matter of who is better at it. Okay, we whiff. Our opponent doesn't. Ooh, so we have to decide. We can cast their Gigan. We lose an attack step, but so we'll choose the one that we already have. Okay, we hit our Spark Double. That's good. Oh, okay. So here's the Tundra Snapper. Oh, we hit our Haunt of Hightower, so we'll probably go with that because that's the more interesting card. Also, the thing is, if let's say our opponent plays their Gigan and goes for it, it grows our Haunt of Hightower. Oh, he could still go for it actually. He's going for it. So okay, he whiffs on our end. And gets Thassa's Oracle to dig stuff. We actually grow our Haunt of Hightower a bit. It has lifelink, so we'll... Okay. So can't cast this. We can, however... Let's just put an end to this shit. Oh! There's so many Thassa's Oracles. Yeah, he was gonna go for the Thassa's Oracle victory. Yeah, I guess we can keep Legion's End. It's actually there mostly for the Lurrus deck. So there you go. It looks like it's gonna be glass cannon for days. It's gonna be Gyruda on Gyruda violence. I don't know if we should be proud of that or not, but let's keep going. Got a few more wins to go. So yeah, consider that we only drew like 3 lands total. Yeah, this is the only reason we're running this deck in this kind of build is because of all the treasures we're getting. So if it's the mirror match, you want them to take the first step, especially if they've never seen your hand. So we definitely want to counter all the time. And there's a reason I put that many counters. So Drawn into Locks, not quite a counter. The double Spark Double is horrible too. I kind of want to mulligan this. Ugh, this is worse. Well, actually we got treasure, so we can get blue that way. So I'll keep this. We will bin Tasa because she... And we play Blast Zone, so our opponent has no idea what our deck is. Yeah, the only caveat to playing Gyruda is our opponent has a good idea what our deck's about. Well, opponent's playing mono green. So we get the free pass, sort of. Got the blue mana up. So we are in no rush, essentially. Now that said, our opponent could just cast a Nullhide. Well, Nullhide Ferox we can counter, so opponent's going for the Growth Spiral. That just takes him from 1 mana to 3 mana. So I'm okay with that. Well, it's not like I can do anything anyway. This could be an Uro deck. Uro into, well, not Agent of Treachery. Mass Manipulation is still on the board, on the table though. So yeah, that Disdainful Stroke's gonna be very relevant. Opponent casts Knight of Autumn. Can't counter that. Opponent, if he, okay, he wants to destroy an artifact. Might as well. This one's targeting... Okay, that one. Yeah, just need to get the right mana out. Yeah, so we managed to counter that. And we'll let that resolve, or not so quite resolve. I think everyone's also getting greedy with the number of temples. Well, yeah, a while ago we also saw him get greedy with the life gain lands. So we're gonna be up to 5 mana. Yeah, we're gonna run a Thought Erasure. Okay. Definitely hitting that Shark Typhoon. And yeah, that was fast. Because our opponent was probably gonna just cast the... In our case, all we needed to do was just take our time. And we would eventually get to Gyruda our way out of this. So there you go. 2 wins, not... And we're running the control build only because this is the literal only format that enables it. Mountains of Mana indeed. Yeah, again, I will repeat, you do not want to play this build normal. It will take way too long. Okay, so... Opponent gets to go first, so... It is a cycling deck, so we just need to hold the... Oh, Gutter Bones. So, we could actually hold up a Quench, but... I want to get information about our opponent's hand, so let's go for it. Yeah, we're not in quite a rush. We are basically holding up Quench. Okay, this is a... So this is an aggro style deck. Opponent will get to sacrifice stuff. Okay. We probably should Agonizing Remorse the most annoying threat here, which would be the... We're gonna have to Agonizing Remorse, the most annoying card, probably, which is Call of the Deep Dweller. So next turn, we can go Tasa, which is bad. I'm probably just gonna play the Watery Grave, hold up Quench. Opponent can hit us, smack us down. Oh, gonna go for the Zid. He can still burn us, because this one just makes it unblockable in a sense. Got Thought Erasure. Basically just gonna keep attacking their hand. Opponent might shock. Oh, Phoenix of Ash. That's okay. No cards, so this will take us down to, okay, we're going to go down 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Very risky, but this one just makes it even worse. Drown in the Lock. It's removal. I guess I'll take it because okay, so we go down to 12. Okay, tries to draw into more cards. Shock and Gutter Bones. He's probably gonna just cast both. Skewer. Oh, he can hold the shock, I guess. So we might get burned out here. So as I said, this is really a glass cannon deck. No, I'm not gonna bother countering that. Our opponent can unload on this, so we're virtually at 5 life. And we have no choice but to pull the trigger. And our opponent can just tap Zidra to make it unblockable, so this is either win or bust. We don't exactly have a way to gain life. We whiff. Okay, so we whiff completely. That's not good. In fact, so we go down to 5. Taps, he sacks this. Opponent goes for the Phoenix. Okay, let's do the math. So 3, 6, 7. Forced to block, but we go down to 5. Then he sacks this. Yeah, it's a good game. So our only caveat is we don't have a huge density of creatures, so we are gonna whiff a bit more often. I guess that we could cut down on some of our counter spells, add some more expensive stuff, I guess. Tasa, not so. We could add Tasa's Oracle. That is a decent play against an aggro style deck. I'll keep going. Yeah, but that's something to consider. We are very creature light here. Like, how do you have 3, 4, 5, 9? We literally have 11 creatures. And 11 out... And 4 out of 6. Okay, let's assume 4 out of 4. That's basically 10%. So opponent keeps a hand 7. We're gonna keep ours. One thing we can do is, well, depending on what our opponent's deck is, Flourishing Fox, he's cycling. So we need to look for a counter spell. We don't need to Agonizing Remorse quite yet. Did our opponent? Okay, opponent's going for the quick, so we really need to find a counter spell. Omen's not a counter. I guess let's attack their hand, because our opponent seems like they're going for the quick Zenith Flare. Let's snipe as many of these out as possible. Yeah, we definitely want the Quench up top. So now our opponent has to go in plan B. We can't hit Lurus, but we can counter it. Opponent's taking some damage. He is going to probably rescue her, then cycle the Valiant Sting, then cycle the Stinger. Yeah. So we have Tyrant Scorn. That's a plan. I don't really want to quench quite yet. But I definitely don't want our opponent to be able to cycle their way out of this. So basically, we've been using our mana in a way that we haven't been quite punished yet. That's about to change soon. Opponent playing a tap land. Face another Valiant Rescuer. Okay, so we could cycles again. So okay. Spark Double will do nothing. Ah, shoot, we drew the end race. We probably want a second copy, I guess. So, like, we will hold up Quench because our opponent might cast Lura soon. At least it also gives us a way to cast Omen. Also note, the treasures give us a way to cast Endra's Forerunners. So we're basically going to Omen for a land. Nope, we're not. Oh, you should have played your land first. You had it. Oh well, he was going to play the Triumph. So we're going to take a bit of damage here. We could actually use a board. Well, we could use a board wipe. There is Ritual of Soot. That would be 4 mana perfect. Okay, so we hit our 6. I'm going to go for it. Because next turn we can Omen Remorse or we can just Spark Double. We hit another Gyruda. So we'll hit our own graveyard first. It doesn't matter which one. Okay, we hit their second Zenith Flare. They're actually at 12 now, so probably should have attacked their hand. Definitely taking their Dranet Healer. So we might have just helped our opponent a bit. If they have the Zenith Flare, that's bad. We might be forced to opponent plays land. Zenith Flare. Yeah, he had the Zenith Flare. We should have been more judicious with the Agonizing Remorse. Unfortunately, we can't run Unmoored Eagle. I remember a time when Cranial Extraction cost 4 mana. That would be really nice. Yeah, what were we missing there? We had some spot removal. We were already under pressure and sorts. I guess the alternate plan there is because we were not in such a rush quite yet. We should have just Agonizing Remorse first. Agonizing Remorse, snipe. Yeah, we really need to have a glimpse of our opponent's hand as much as possible. And there's no Gitaxian Probe to do that for us, so that's why we have 8 of those spells. So turn 1 Triumph, or turn 1 Thought Erasure. In fact, we'll do just that, because we got turn 1 Thought Erasure, turn 2 Agonizing Remorse, even with the Triumph. And opponent is the Flash deck, so he's got the Negate. We'll take the Negate out first. That gives us another Agonizing Remorse. So we're just going to keep attacking their hand. We eventually need to hit that Slither Wisp. Opponent goes tap, so we will take Slither Wisp first. We can hold the Disdainful Stroke for the... So, triple Ashax Erasure. Okay, that might change things. It might force us to wait until we draw it. Okay, so our opponent now has Ashax Erasure up. We actually have to hold up quite a bit of extra. So we can literally Ashox Erasure. Our opponent might go Agonizing Remorse. Let's see if our opponent goes for the Ashox Erasure. Because we actually have the Disdainful Stroke to counter it, and so we take out 2 for the price. I might just... Well, because there's the problem. We're not going to have enough mana to both hold a Gyruda and a Disdainful Stroke. Opponent's really thinking hard about this. Okay, he's going to pull the trigger. Counter that. See what he's got. He's got Mystical Dispute as well, so he's literally all counters all the time. Well, we'll have to take the Ashox Erasure. So we know he's got 3 cards and a blank. He's probably aiming for Slither Wisp. Got Quench. Let's see if he lets us draw a card. He might just cast... Oh, he's gonna, of course he's gonna let us draw a card. We got our own Ashox Erasure. We also got Drawn in the Lock. Okay. How many cards does he have in the... Oh, come on. I can't see him. Okay, 2 cards. So, we kind of want our own Ashox Erasure first. Okay, we'll go with that. So, wonder what our opponent's going to do with... He's got all this mana and nothing to do with it. So we could literally just keep buying our time. He's literally waiting for us to cast Gyruda. Nice to have... That's the nice thing about Omen. We get the free Scry. We also... I don't quite want to cast Haunt. We could actually just cast a regular Gyruda. But we need to get rid of Ashox Erasure first. And he's got mana for all of it. So we're literally just building up our mana to the point where we can cast stuff. Opponent is going to cast... Flash Flying Bat. Okay, if I cast this... Okay, I guess we cast it for this one. So we're literally expending tokens. Let's see which... Okay, opponent's gonna let it go. Which is fine, I guess. We could have just bounced it in response also, but... We really need the counters, even though there's only counters 2 so far. Tyrant Scorn also kind of helps. Okay, if our opponent casts something... Okay, they're literally out. This, I'm really apologize, this is really going to be a huge wait and see. Our opponent has way too much mana for Quench, but Drawn in the Lock might still work. Yeah, so we're literally staring at each other at this point. Yeah, Legion's End does nothing here. Drawn in the Lock will not counter that. Tyrant Scorn will not do anything for that. In fact, this it only answers their Slither Wisps. So... Yeah, this is... Yes, our opponent is 11 mana. So Quench is not going to quite do it. We really want Disdainful Stroke. Spark Double that the... Yeah, we're literally drawing in... No, the other concern is that we're drawing into all the stuff that we actually want. Opponent casts Sea Dasher Octopus. We'll stop after this turn because we're gonna go Tyrant Scorn instead. Now, we actually want to bait out a Quench. Nope. And the reason I had to do this because Sea Dasher Octopus is CMC3. So Legion's End's not gonna cut it. This will hit a Brindborn Cutthroat. And then, at least we know it's down to 3 cards. We're up to quite a bit of mana ourselves. Let's see, does he have the Tail's End? Nope, let's go for the island. Yeah, we're just this is going to be very long. I don't think either of us expected this matchup. I'm the one who's supposed to be proactive, but I know what's in his hand, which makes it hard to be proactive. We drew the Haunt Eye again. Let's see, how many cards in his graveyard? 3. So I'm actually gonna cast this one. I want our opponent to use this Ashiok's Erasure here because this is literally our only copy. Actually, now I think of it, the Tyrant's... I wish Tyrant Scorn can hit non-permanent... Well, that would be too powerful. Never mind. So opponent needs to decide how he wants to counter. If he counters Ashiok's Erasure, Drawn in the Lock does nothing. Quench will just eat his mana. We'll let that resolve because that literally does nothing for our opponent. We now know that 3 out of 4 are gone. We're just hoping he doesn't have the 4th one. Spark Double will copy nothing here. Now if I cast Gyruda, I'm out, so I have to wait 1 turn. And I did say we did hit 3 out of 4. Sea Dasher Octopus. I guess now we draw in the lock. And our opponent's down to 3 cards. Mystical Dispute. If you cast Mystical Dispute, it... Okay. Okay, so... Yeah, let's... Okay, we'll resolve. Autopay. It means we won't be able to counter our opponent's next threat, but our opponent is the Flash deck. Our opponent's down in cards, so we're just down on mana. Okay, so this is the part where I hope our opponent doesn't... Oh, he didn't! Yeah, he ran out of counter spells. So... Opponent needs to find an answer. Just gonna Spark Double. Let's check our... And our opponent concedes. He basically ran out of counter spells. That was 3 copies of Ashiok's Erasure. We had to eat through. Whew. That's great. That's insane. We had to eat through all our opponent's counter spells and whatnot. 3 wins. It's very interesting. I am very interested in this build, but literally only just for this format. Afterwards, I'm going to either have to build a regular Gyruda deck, but I'm not too happy to build that. I'm more likely to build a regular Fires. Heck, you can actually just build Fires Gyruda. Okay, so I'm definitely keeping this because we do get a turn to Agonizing Remorse. Opponent's playing Kiruga the Macro Sage, so the Remorse is actually more important for us than it... Well, Counterspell probably just as important. Especially because this is literally turn 2 Fires of Invention. Yeah, and if your opponent's rocking a Sphinx, that's... Okay, we did not want to draw into that Gyruda. I will play this one so that our opponent has no idea. Well, they probably assume our second color is blue. Ooh. it's gonna be turn 2 Sphinx. There's also Bone Crusher, so we're gonna have to nuke the Kenrith. I don't like... So, not that great according to plan, but we didn't exactly keep a counter-heavy hand. So our opponent's just gonna cast Sphinx after Sphinx, and we don't quite have the removal for it. We keep drawing Gyruda, so we might have to... So next turn we're definitely casting Omen. At least we got rid of Kenrith because that one's extra life gain that we do not need to deal with. Opponent probably just takes their 2 damage so they can cast their... Actually, they might not have to. I have no idea what these other cards are. But we're probably not going to win this one unless we draw into some action. I was actually considering Heartless Act over the Tyrant Scorn. Yeah, that might have been a better pick. And it goes for a regular Bone Crusher Giant. That said, okay, there's a Taunt Erasure. There's also a Tyrant Scorn. We will take 2 more damage if we use this. We will go up to 5 mana. Might still be too late at this point. And the other thing is we have to use one of our tokens here, so... I probably should not have kept this. Okay, let's see, because the Endrace Forerunners is in our hand, so we're not... Okay, so I'm actually gonna pass the turn. It's not great. We don't have a counterspell. Yeah, we kind of drew in... That's probably the caveat. This is why I wanted to have so few of these, because I did not want to draw into them. But sometimes you just draw into them anyway, and that's how life goes. We'll just have to accept it. I might actually just take this because the fact our opponent's attacking now instead of casting... they could cast a Cavalier. The fact that they didn't go for that... It's a very... Okay, that doesn't quite matter. Oh, you could bounce one of these. That would delay our turn very badly. Yeah. Okay, so let's sack it for blue. So at least he doesn't draw a card, and we get to activate this ourselves. Yuck. These are so late. Yeah, we didn't draw the lands we need. No, we didn't draw any of the cards we needed. Yeah, this was a bad keep. I should have just shoved both of them. So we hit our exact 6, but we know we can't win. At least we know our opponent doesn't have a 2-mana counterspell. They could still have Brazen Borrower. We hit a Sphinx of Foresight, so we can block something. Okay, we can block these 2, and we can just cast Spark Doubles. Still not happy though. If we draw another land, it gives us an option for Gyruda number 2 if anything bad were to happen to Gyruda number 1.
No, I am not.
We're definitely... It's gonna be Sphinx on Sphinx Violence. When it goes Cab of Flame, hard cast. We actually can't let this guy die. We might have to... We're gonna have to go down to 1. I take it back. We have to chump block. Yeah, that's it. And I think our opponent has 2 lands. Yeah, good team. That was Xaxis. Yeah, we needed the counter. We really needed the counter spells that we did not draw. Would I have been better off with? No, I was still also missing on lands too. That's kind of the caveat of run. I probably should be running more of the triomes. It's just that I only had 1. Anyway, let's keep going. And at least we accomplished what we set out for. We won that. We lost that game fast. It's either we win fast or lose fast. Though the game before that, against the Mirror Flash, that was not fast. So Again, I probably will go with Agonizing Remorse first. Then turn to... I really should be mulliganing these hands. Also, I don't like seeing this. No, this could just be... It could be cycling, which is not a comfort either. Okay, if it's cycling, the Legion's End makes it a little bit more comfortable. So let's see what our opponent actually has. It is cycling. Oh, it's cycling plus. It's actually it's a combo that runs with Storm Wild Capridor. So let's take out that combo piece. Because Legion's End hits neither. Now I feel bad. Don't feel great about Legion's End here. I was expecting a lot more cycling decks. We ran into one. I guess I could just cut this in favor of more counter spells, I guess. No, our opponent could just reasonably Bone Crusher Giant, I suppose. I'm definitely gonna just play out the Omen. Okay. 1, 2. It lets us draw into what could be a land, so I'm going to take the life. Pass the turn. At least let's Opponent will stomp us, sure. Well, it's not like this had flash anyway. Does he have another one? No, it's just... Okay, he's just cycling Creator. Now we want to get information in his hand again. Let's hope... Though, I'm hoping he has more than just the Stormwall Capridor. I do like the game plan, though. It just means that... our opponent was also expecting a lot of small creatures. So I'm sorry to disappoint our opponent. That said... Okay, opponent casts the Bone Crusher Giant. Let that be solved. I think... Oh, he wants to swing with it now. Okay, so he's gonna cast a Footfall Crater. Yeah, that's a good way to get extra damage. You know what? Let's stop the pauses. So, Disdainful Stroke does nothing. We want the land. Yeah, the Disdainful Stroke kind of doesn't do anything at this point. He could still have Zenith Flare. So... Yeah, we'll take the 4. Okay, drew another Watery Grave, so... I'm actually gonna play this. Yeah, there's no point playing Tassa, so I'm going to pass the turn. If we're not... fingers crossed that we're not dead yet, because I get to at least cycle this Triome. What's it? 5 mana... Yeah, we're very slow for a Gyruda deck. That's really on purpose. Actually, we have them... Do I rather want to scry? Actually, I do want to scry. Because I need a specific... Actually, no. That's a cycle. Ah, yuck. That's a Spark Double. And yeah, we're gonna go down to 5. That's not good. Technically, we didn't have to go down to 5. And I'll be surprised if our opponent actually has some blue here. Okay, we hit Haunt of Hightower. We also hit Marauding Raptor. And we also hit the Everquill Phoenix. I want to actually hit the Haunt of Hightower. Because at least it gives us something to chump block with. Sure, our opponent could burn it out, which is fine, I guess. Opponent plays Aurelia. So that makes this... So yeah, we're definitely blocking this one. God's Will... Yeah, that's a good game. He only needs to name one color. And yep, I can't block it. Ah. What? The disdainful stroke would have worked here. But I did tap out anyway, so it would... That's fine. That's something I did not expect. And it's very creative. So that's quite good. Yeah, so there are few caveats with this version. It really wants to be control until you hit the magic number. At least the game helps you hit that magic number. You will eventually hit 6. Though if you had to wait for 4 or 5 turns for that, that's really horrible. So we got Agonizing Remorse. If our opponent's any form of aggro, we can Tyrant Scorn, and we got Spare Gyruda. I'm definitely keeping this. Opponent Marauding Raptor, so I might actually just want to take my time. Yeah, because we can actually just kill this now, force our opponent. Yeah, let's kill this now, force our opponent to rebuild their board. Sure, they'll be up at 3 mana now, but we can still hit it with Tyrant Scorn. It's kind of an alternate way of saying bolt the bird, except the bird's a huge raptor. Okay, we can still bolt that. Now, alternately, because our opponent seems to be like a dinosaur aggro, we can just take the tree. Let's hit our opponent with the Agonizing Remorse first. I want to see what else they have. Adventurous Impulse, Domrius Ambush, Great Henge. Okay, we're taking the Henge. So we'll take 3, we'll go down to 16. We will be up 5. Well, technically, is our opponent willingly gonna sacrifice their board presence? Opponent goes Adventurous Impulse first. He can't do Domrius Ambush. In fact, what we could do is just play the Triome. Oh. We need to hold up Tyrant Scorn for the Questing Beast at this point. At least our opponent revealed that part. Let's see if we can draw a counterspell. Nope. Drew a land, so... So obvious Questing Beast is obvious, so we got the Tyrant Scorn to buy us some time. Or not Questing Beast. Oh, and that costs 5, so I won't be able to hit it. I can still hit Questing Beast. I can still hit another Questing Beast though. That said, we will go with Gyruda #1. Okay, there's a Tassa. Let's see what we hit. Oh, we whiff. Okay, we double whiff. Our opponent might just cast Questing Beasts off the bat, which I'm kind of fine with, actually. Okay, he said 5 mana. He could also just cast the... He could also just cast the big trample guy. That probably makes more sense. I could cast Tassa to just start taking out stuff. I'm gonna I'm just gonna go Spark Double first. So I whiff. I hit a Marauding Raptor. And I can actually cast Toss and Deep Dwelling. I'm actually, well, I don't need to hold up this land. I could just cancel it. So we deal 2 damage to that. Of course, I will. Okay, how many cards we have? 39, 40. Let's not swing yet because guess what? We're exiling and bringing back. Okay. Ooh, we hit our. We need. Okay. At least there's no. This is. Yeah, it's trampling at least. Yeah, it's kind of meaningless, but I could cast a regular Gyruda, go for a Spark Double, then Spark Double the Endrace Forerunners. So that's my plan B. Our opponent can Domri's ambush. Our opponent's just gonna concede. Our opponent could have Domri's ambush one of our Gyrudas, say, or even the Endrace, because that was my game plan. But yeah, the writing's kind of on the wall, I say, at that point. No, our opponent didn't. I don't think our opponent would know that though. So yeah, that's we're 1 win away. Actually, looking at the alternate art, some of it is. I get the nice I get the art style vibe. It's just hard to read in card format. It's in a sense it's too small in a sense. I'm definitely keeping this. We won't be able to counter their turn 1 play. It's a Paradise Druid. We can counter their turn 2 play though. Actually, I'm gonna pass on this one first. It's well, it has Fabled passive, so it's limited to 2 mana. This could just be an Auras. Well, could be Auras. It could be Mutate. Opponent does have 1 card, so drawn into lock counters in X1. I'm going to count. Bit of a cop-out, but I am going to counter it. So there are now 2 cards in. Oh, we got another Quench. So let's see, 2 cards in grave. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. We're just gonna annoy our opponent. Besides, our opponent's showing up 4 mana at this. Well, he even has virtually 5. At 4 mana, Disdainful Stroke will hit. Oh, opponent's going for it. Citizen Champion. Oh, the Quench will not hit. Drawn in the lock will not hit. We're gonna have to let this through. Okay, we'll let that resolve. We might have to wait for our. That said, we can now Thought Erasure into Quench. Also note that we do have 5 mana. Oh, we got the Tyrant Scorn. Perfect. So I actually don't want to hit Thought Erasure yet. So I'm going to pass the turn first. Because we know our opponent is going to cast an enchantment, probably targeting the Paradise Druid. Opponent's looking at stuff. Sentinel's Mark. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that we'd get the counter, but yeah. Oh, having interactions very good. I think our opponent was expecting to grow everything. Now that also might mean our opponent might have been hobbled by mana. But there you go. We hit our 5th win that way. And yeah, we encountered 1 Gyruda deck. We managed to out-tempo it. We did not do well against the Fires deck because we didn't draw mana. We did not do against a cycling deck because it wasn't really a cycling deck. And again, we didn't. So this one works for this format. We just need to be counter heavy on the first end. So you're still kind of wishing that you draw cards in a certain order. But otherwise, yeah, I kind of like this event, and I'm probably never gonna touch Gyruda again. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. We're gonna get more festival events for the next few weeks, so we should be seeing a lot more of these alternate art styles. I guess the octopus is clearly an octopus. The Cub Warden, yeah, it's more swole. Dirge Bat, it's okay. It's quite good. The Phoenix is it's very hard to recognize as a Phoenix if you don't pay attention to the curves and whatnot. If I'm looking at it from a distance, it's not great. So here on Arena, it's actually okay. Gem Razor, ooh, Lens Flare much? Anyway, but all of them, yeah, they'll have an audience for everyone. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are.